Aren't you glad you're here tonight in a theater?
Yeah.
Oh, we are so happy to have you. This is WET, Women's Empowerment Theater, first production, and we hope it is the first of many. With your support, we can climb mountains and become a theater group in Cyprus. Thank you for being here. We hope you really enjoy the show as much as we have enjoyed doing it and putting it together. We do it all for you. Thank you for coming.
One day, I was lying in bed with a backache, and I started thinking about a dress I used to wear. So I drew a picture of it. Then I thought of another dress. I decided to draw these dresses, to hold on to them. And when I finished, I thought these dresses tell a story. My brownie uniform. My mother was our brownie leader, and even though she was our brownie leader, she never had a brownie leader's uniform. It was too expensive. Handmade brown dress coat with matching leggings and galoshes.
Gingy, put on your leggings.
I hated putting on my leggings, and I always had a tantrum. I won't.
You have to put on your leggings if you're going to play in the snow.
No, I don't.
If you don't, you know what will happen. You'll get polio.
You can't imagine how many ways there were of getting polio. You could get it from swimming pools and drinking water, and, most terrifying of all, you could get it from swallowing a fly. My mother also made this black taffeta outfit. She made most of my sisters and my clothes. My sister's name was Blossom, but everybody called her Tootsie, and everybody called me Gingy, because I was born with ginger-colored hair. I liked this dress, but what I really wanted was a store-bought outfit, but that was too expensive. I'd wear this dress to dance classes at ballet arts. My mother would walk me to ballet arts.
Gingy, what is that smell?
What smell?
You know perfectly well what smell.
It was perfume. It was taboo. I smelled
You
like
smell like a bordello. You're way too young to wear perfume.
Tootsie wears perfume.
Tootsie is 17. You're only 12 years old. Why, you're still a baby.
I am not a baby.
Oh, and you smell so sweet without it. Why, when you were a little girl, I used to just bury my head in your neck and inhale.
She would just bury her head in my neck and inhale. The summer after my mother died, my father took me to this really expensive department store to buy a dress for my 13th birthday. We were both so sad. But when we got there, my father said, "This is my daughter, Gingy. She needs something to wear for her 13th birthday, and we need help." Everybody rushed to help us because my father was so handsome. He was 6 feet tall. I chose this blue dress that was so expensive and wore it for my 13th birthday. One day, my grandmother came and took my sister and me She decided we were going to live with her and Grandpa and Aunt Babby. I never saw my father again.
When I was 13,
my mother went to Montreal,
New York City.
and she brought me back. Not a twin set of adorable cashmere sweaters.
Not a black leather jacket that I wanted so badly.
Not a pair of capezios.
Or bell-bottom jeans that everyone was wearing, except me. But instead,
A pair of socks.
an outfit.
The loudest, ugliest long socks.
No one was wearing outfits.
And they were striped.
My whole class in high school was dressing like hippies, and she got me an outfit for my birthday.
The socks were meant to be worn
Mid-thigh.
mid-thigh, she said, and they were French.
They're from Paris.
Cigarette smoking, finger-thin Frenches wore them.
Très chic.
And I was not thin. Did I mention that? And they were striped.
Everyone is wearing them.
They are?
Brown plaid woolen pants, ivory silk blouse with a bow tie, and a crochet vest just to pull it all together. I went ballistic. Mom, what is this? I can't believe you bought me this. I hate it.
What's wrong with it?
Everything. What have I ever done to make you think that I would wear such an outfit? It looks like something you would wear.
I only wish I could wear something like that. It's a beautiful,
Outfit. Like anyone wears the outfits, Mom.
at least try it on. Oh, you look adorable.
No, I don't. I'm going to take it back.
You can't take it back.
Why not? Because it was on sale? You got me a birthday present that was on sale? What if I didn't like it? Which I don't.
You are an ungrateful girl. You're a horrible, ungrateful girl. You never appreciate anything.
My life is over just by wearing it in the house.
Fine.
Fine.
I'll never buy you anything again.
Great. I don't care. The following year for my birthday, she gave me a paperback copy of Between Parent and Child. Oh, and a frozen Sara Lee banana cake because I don't appreciate anything anyway. My mother.
You look adorable.
I do?
The French have the best sense in style.
So the next day, I put on my new socks and I got on my bike to go to school. And I felt very daring and très chic for about a quarter of a mile until I passed Michael Sherman, the boy I was in love with for 2 years. And the second I saw him, and he started laughing, I knew it was all wrong. Mom had completely deceived me. She never had a clue about style. So of course, big laughs behind my back all day long. Even one of my teachers said something. It was bad. But the worst thing was, when I told my mom, when I sobbed about how humiliated I was, she thought it was funny.
Honey, wear them again tomorrow. Everyone will think it's the new trend. That's how trends start, you know?
My mother.
Don't wear stripes and prints together.
Loafers ruin your feet.
Oh, stop fagging at your crotch, Samantha.
Always wear clean underwear. In case you die in a car accident.
You never wear that dress I bought you. Do you know how much I paid for it?
Never wear a red coat.
I saw your friend Stephanie at the mall. Is she wearing the blouse I bought you?
Go straight back upstairs and take that off.
Oh, you look so pretty if you just
Lost weight.
Gained weight?
did make faces.
Fixed your nose.
Cut your hair.
Comb your hair.
Washed your hair.
Get your hair out of your eyes.
Stood up straight.
Ate fruit.
Put on a little lipstick.
Took off all that makeup.
Oh, honey, you look so beautiful.
Just looking at you, I'm gonna cry.
My little baby is all grown up.
You're so pretty.
Do you know how pretty you are?
Is that what you're wearing?
Are you wearing this deliberately to annoy me?
Never wear white.
You're much too young to wear black.
Never wear black pants with a white shirt or you look like a waitress.
What have you done to your hair?
Is that a tattoo?
Take that off! You look like a slut!
You look like a prostitute.
You look like a gypsy.
You look like a bag lady.
I don't get it. You would look so good if you just tried.
I don't know why I buy you things.
Your bra is showing. What do you mean it's supposed to show? Ah!
The truth is, I have no fashion sense. For many years, I blamed that on my mother's death. But then again, I blame just about anything on that. My weight, my addiction to television, my inability to cook. In my fantasy world, had my mother lived, I would be extremely well dressed. I would know what went with what, and everything I tried on would fit. We would go shopping to those places that mothers and daughters go, and we would have lunch while shopping. It would be at a cafe, and we'd have salad and like it. Oh, we'd laugh about how great our lives had turned out and make plans for all the things that we were still going to do. But you see, that's all a dream, because my mother did not live. My mother died when she was 39 years old. The fact is that no item of clothing has ever moved me in any way except one. When my mother died, my father took his 5 motherless children to Belfast, Northern Ireland. When we returned, we found her side of the closet empty. All her clothes were gone. After a few years, my father got remarried to a lovely woman. She was a school teacher named Mary May. After the wedding, she moved in. That first morning she was there, I was having breakfast with some of my siblings when my new stepmom comes down the stairs and into the kitchen. She was wearing a long burgundy velour, 3/4 sleeve zip bathrobe with a wide stripe down the center surrounding the zipper. No one said a word. We all looked at each other and then back at Mary as she happily went to the stove to put on the kettle. You see, my mother had that exact same bathrobe in blue, electric blue. What are the chances of that, really? The unspoken rule in my house was that my mother's name was never to be mentioned after her death. Oh, but that morning, I knew that rule was about to be broken. My siblings left the kitchen, and I was alone with Mary. Mary, I said, my mother had the exact same bathrobe in blue. Oh, she said. And that bathrobe disappeared, gone, sent away to that same place my mother's clothes went, I assume. To this day, that bathrobe is the only piece of clothing I can actually see in my mind. Oh, I have no visual of prom dresses and beautiful sweaters and shoes I can't live without. Clothes are just something I use for cover, leaving room for one electric blue memory.
If I could draw, I would draw for you a dress my mother gave me when I was 5 years old. It was my favorite dress ever. It was a gray soft wool and a big collar, lace collar, and a black satin bow right here in the middle, and lace cuffs. A few months after my mother gave it to me, my father, who was a doctor, sent my mother away to a mental hospital, brought his nurse into our house, divorced my mother, and married the nurse. We had a cleaning lady that came once a week, and she had a daughter a little younger than me, so my stepmother would give her my hand-me-downs. One day I couldn't find my beautiful dress and I looked everywhere, so I asked my stepmother if she had seen it. "It will turn up," she said. About a week later, I'm at school, and during recess, I see my dress on the cleaning lady's daughter. I ran up to her. I grabbed her by the collar and I started shaking her, yelling, "That's my dress! That's my dress! My dress!" Until the recess monitor came and pulled us apart. The little girl just stood there, crying, shaking and crying. And I stood there shaking and crying and just held on the black bow in my fist. The school decided not to punish me because they understood. But I remember vividly, I wish I was punished. Shame on me. And my stepmother, too.
We lived with my grandparents in a brownstone building on Madison Avenue. My best friend Dora lived right across the street from me, and we'd both lean out of our windows and shout down things to the men who were walking by, like, "Hey, mister, you're going bold!" We thought it was hilarious. Dora's mother was a designer for rich ladies. She lent me this strapless satin peach gown when Dora and I went to coat school for boys in Connecticut for the weekend. All the preppy girls gave us mean looks and called us whores, probably because we spent the entire weekend necking with our dates. coral wool jersey dress I bought for a date with Walter Fenman. I was madly in love with Walter Fenman. Every time we'd go out, he'd beg me to go all the way. Finally, at a fraternity party, he said he couldn't see me anymore because necking was just too painful. He went off to get a beer and left me sitting on the floor. After a long time, he came back and said he was going to drive me back to the place where I was supposed to sleep. I told him I didn't want to go. I told him I wanted to spend the night with him. Are you sure? He said. I'm sure, I said. And so we did it. And that's when I found out that in sex, once you do something, you have to keep on doing it. At the end of my freshman year, I thought I was pregnant. I had no idea what to do. So I went to my sociology professor at Simmons for advice. He had taught a class in marriage and the family, so I thought he could help me. It turned out I wasn't pregnant. But by then, Walter had vanished.
My junior prom dress was powder blue and white. It was ribbed with tiny ribs, white waistband, white band around the bottom, kind of like a Cinderella, and a big powder blue bow. The problem was my date. He rang the bell, and I opened the door, and there he was, in a powder blue tuxedo, with a white furry shirt, and a powder blue bow tie. We matched! It was totally mortifying. I didn't really like him, but I was sort of the last one to be asked at the prom. Not the very last, but one of the last, and I really didn't have a choice in a date or what he wore, and I had a really horrible time at the prom. My senior prom was completely different. My prom dress was short and black in that Madonna's 1980s style, her like a virgin face. It was tight up here, and then it went out in a big net poof, and a black lace blouse. My date was also dark and handsome, and we ended up drinking champagne and making out in his car. It was great. But here's the thing. I never really knew for sure which one of those two people I am. The girl who almost doesn't get invited to the prom at all, or the girl who gets to go with a really cute guy. And every time I thought I knew which one I was, I turned out to be the other. Which is one reason why I think I got married. To kind of end the confusion.
Any woman over the age of 40 who says she's never dressed as Madonna is either lying or a Jehovah's Witness.
Madonna represents sexual freedom
Third wave feminism.
Individuality.
and fabulous fashion.
Last year for Halloween, we all dressed up as Madonna at different stages of her career.
I was desperately seeking Susan Madonna. I wore a black t-shirt cut to reveal my stomach, silver necklaces tied in lariats, a huge black skirt, and red Converse sneakers.
I was blonde ambition tour Madonna, tight black leotard, fishnet stockings, a headset, and this brilliant 2 paper party hats that I painted black to create this big black pointy bra.
I was Express yourself, Madonna. I wore men's suit, rock thread lip, and cut slashes in my suit jacket so my boobs showed through.
Anyway, all these costumes and a whole lot of cosmos totally freed us.
I made out with a girl.
Oh my God, I made out with a bunch of gay guys.
I practically got into a fist fight with another group of girls, all dressed like Madonna!
And whenever Vogue came on, we totally hit the floor.
Pink princess-style dress I bought for my marriage to Harry M. Johnson. I was 20 and Harry was 37. He was my sociology professor from Simmons. My grandmother and Aunt Babby came to the wedding, but my grandfather wouldn't come. He said Harry was too old for me, and besides, Harry was a Catholic. These are the words my grandmother uttered on the occasion. "You're all killing me." Brocade, Chinese-style dinner dress I bought for New Year's Eve party. Harry convinced me to buy it even though I thought it was too expensive. He said it showed off my arms. He thought my arms were pretty. The party was at the home of Harry's friends, Penny and Eki. They were married. I idolized Penny. She always carried her diaphragm in her purse, which was cool but strange. At the time, I thought, isn't the whole point of getting married that you don't have to carry your diaphragm in your purse? Anyway, at midnight, I got really upset because I couldn't find Harry anywhere. And then I saw him. He was kissing Penny. "Harry," I said. And do you know what he said? Oh, of course you know what he said. He said, "It's not what you think it is." But of course, it was exactly what I thought it was. So there it was. I was 21, and I was going to be the youngest divorced person in America. Except for Elizabeth Taylor.
I always wanted a pair of black cowboy boots. I thought they'd made me look taller, like a girl called Slim that any guy could go for. So one day, I wandered into the store and bought a pair of black Nakonas. Beautiful stitching on the side, shit-kicking pointy toes. $250. The salesman said they'd be good for my arches. I have a terrible arches.
She's obsessed with her arches.
My older sister,
She's always been obsessed with her arches.
my younger sister. About a month later, I met the guy I fell in love with, Chase. He had 6 pairs of black cowboy boots. Not Nakonas, but still very good Tony Lamas. And as fate would have it, he turned out to be the same sexy guy I just saw standing at the architectural school party.
It was Halloween. Don't leave that out.
He had a chainsaw for his torso.
How could she resist him?
She couldn't.
He was a freckly prepster, as since I was freckly too, there we were, meant to be, with our freckles and our black boots and skinny, freckly arms, all entangled.
She followed him to Seattle.
He invited me.
No, he did not.
Well, one reason why he wanted to move west was to get away from his incredibly dysfunctional family. Although, if I ever said his family was dysfunctional, he would say, "Hold it right there, my family is not dysfunctional. If you want to talk about dysfunctional family, what about your family?"
What
about your sister?
What about your sisters that hate me?
Which we did.
Because of the way he treated her?
Although he wouldn't have treated her like that if she didn't let him.
We discussed it for hours.
Oh, behind her back.
What a jerk he was.
Why is she in love with him?
Why?
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 Where was I?
His incredibly dysfunctional family.
Right. And he said,
If you're going to insult my family, I'm out of here.
And she said,
oh, don't go. Oh, please don't go. Please don't go. I didn't mean it. I love you.
I love you. He was always threatening to leave.
and every time she said,
oh, don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go. I didn't mean it. I love you.
So guess what? He stayed.
After a while, I began to suspect that he is actually in love with his family, and not with me at all. He'd go home for holidays without me, bearing gifts I helped him shop for. And then he'd come back with old Shetland sweaters that reminded him of his childhood. And all I really wanted was for him to come back with the realization that he missed me terribly, that he can't live without me, that he wanted to marry me, that he loved me. Or failing any of that, that at least he would someday want me to meet his fucking parents. Which is what I finally told him, in those very words.
and he said,
If you're going to insult my family, I'm out of here.
and she said,
Fine!
isn't that amazing?
Fine! Go! Split! Who cares? Huh, and take those fucking boots with you.
And he left?
After 7 years and 7 horrible Christmases, at which point he owned about 12 pairs of Tony Lamas, all of them with holes. And I still had my own, well-oiled, well-taken care of pair of Nakonas. He kept his Shetland sweaters and his childhood memories. And I left town and found a good shrink in Los Angeles.
Where we live.
I just want to say, jumpsuits. Women out there, jumpsuits. Can we just talk about, just for a moment, what a nightmare it is having to go pee when you're wearing a jumpsuit?
I just want to say that I personally have a rule against sleeveless turtleneck sweaters. I don't get it. Are you hot or are you cold? Make up your mind.
I just want to say that if you decide to wear a cardigan over a dress with knee-high stockings, you might as well say, I give up on sex.
I just want to say, I hate my purse. I absolutely hate it. So if you're one of those women who think there's something great about purses, don't bother listening because I have nothing to say to you. Because this is for women who hate their purses, who are bad at purses, and who understand that their purses are reflections of negligent housekeeping, hopeless disorganization, a chronic inability to throw anything away, and an ongoing failure to handle the obligations of a difficult and demanding accessory. The obligation, for example, that it should in some way match what you're wearing. No, this is for women whose purses are a morass of loose Tic Tacs and Panadols and lipsticks without tops, little bits of tobacco, even though there's been no smoking going on for years, and tampons that have come loose from their wrappings, and boarding passes from long forgotten trips, and hotel keys from God knows what hotel, and leaky ballpoint pens, and Kleenexes that either have or have not been used, and there's no way to tell one way or another. This is for those of you who, in short, understand that your purse is in some absolutely horrible way you. You see, I realized many years ago that I was bad at purses, and for some time I did without one. When I went out at night, I'd get by with a $20 bill, my credit card, and a lipstick stuck in my bra. Of course, there were occasions that I needed to leave the house with more than just the basics. So, I got myself an overcoat with big pockets. Okay, this I realized turned my coat into a purse, but it was still better than carrying a purse. I mean, anything is better than carrying a purse, because this is what happens when you get yourself a purse. You start pledging yourself to neatness. You start small, you start vowing that this time it will be different. You start with a wallet and a little bit of cosmetics, but within seconds, your purse has accumulated the debris of a lifetime. Because the cosmetics fall out of the shiny cosmetics bag, and the coins tumble out of the wallet, and your credit cards are somewhere, but where? Where are they? I mean, there's a half-drank bottle of water in there, along with some airline snacks you saved from some trip, sometime, just in case you ever found yourself starving and craving for a piece of cheese that tastes like plastic. I mean, you can even fit your sneakers in your purse. And yes, my God, you can. So before you know it, everything you own is in your purse. I mean, you can flee the country with your purse. But when you open it up, you can't find a thing. Your purse is now this big, dark hole full of stuff that you spent hours fishing around for. So what's the solution? Man, I tried everything. I even got myself this expensive backpack from Prada, but I stuck so much into it, I actually looked like a gypsy, trying to settle into a new camping ground. So one day, I went out and got myself a purse. Well, it's not really a purse exactly. It's a bag. And it is the best bag I have ever owned. It's blue and yellow, so it matches nothing at all. But on some very deep level, it matches everything. It's made of vinyl, so it's completely waterproof, and it's actually unattractive all seasons of the year. But it costs like nothing, something like 28 bucks. And I will never have to replace it because it's completely indestructible. And what's more, having never been in style, it can never go out of style. I'll admit it, it doesn't work for everything, and on occasion I am still forced to carry a purse, one that I hate. But everywhere I go, I take my blue and yellow vinyl bag with me. And wherever I go, people actually come up to me and say, "Oh my God, that is the greatest bag ever. I mean, seriously, where did you get that bag? That is such an awesome bag." The MetroCard bag. Buy one.
I look gorgeous in high heels. Yeah. All women look gorgeous in high heels. But my feet hurt. My little toe was always crushed. I had a bunion. I was in so much pain I couldn't even think. So I had to choose. Heels or think? I chose think. So I went and bought myself some chic flat shoes. I made a lot of mistakes. Once I bought these turquoise blue Marc Jacobs ballet flats. that the salesman talked me into. He said, they have toe cleavage. What? I had no idea what toe cleavage was. Besides, I realized that flat shoes are almost as uncomfortable as high heels. Plus, they don't do that amazing thing to your legs. Luckily though, just about that time, I met this incredibly stylish woman who was wearing Birkenstocks. When I was in high school, I was a Converse kind of girl. And Birkenstocks represented everything I didn't stand for. And the girls who wore them, they had these big, dirty toes that stuck out at the ends. You could absolutely not be friends with anyone who wore Birkenstocks. But she wore them with these baggy cords and comme des garçons sleeveless top. It was a revelation. The next day, I got a pedicure and a pair. Dark brown, standard style. And I realized that Birkenstocks are actually the punkest, coolest shoes you could wear. And it's almost like they made a statement. Hey, these are my toes, and we all have them, okay? My husband, though, had a slightly different opinion. He hated my Birkenstocks. He said they made me look like a troll from Middle Earth. Once, when his football team was playing in the finals, he asked me to leave my Birks out of the room just in case I jinxed his team. When we finally divorced, you would think I would have stuck with my Birkenstocks. But no, I went back to wearing heels. Oh, the pain. My little toe was crushed. I had a bunion. I was in so much pain I couldn't even think. But I looked great. So I had to choose. Heels or thing? I chose heels.
What do you think?
Wow. I just hope no animals were harmed in making this dress.
What is this length?
I can zip it up.
The only reason I can't zip this up is because I have my period.
Oh my God, I'm up a size.
This will fit if I lose 5 pounds. 10 pounds. This will fit if I have lipo. This doesn't fit.
My husband will hate this, but I'm gonna buy it anyway.
This doesn't fit now, but I always lose weight in May.
I don't know who this is cut for.
But I'm a 6. I've always been a 6.
Does this come in an 8?
Does this come in a 10? 12? 14?
Does this make me look pregnant?
I can't decide.
What color is this?
Am I too old for pink?
Yellow makes me look sick.
I look pale in green.
This is so red.
It's so red.
What color is this?
Not another black turtleneck sweater, no.
I can't buy another white t-shirt.
Ew, I look like my mother.
This may or may not cover one boob.
Does this match?
Oh, if you're not going to buy that, could I try it on?
Excuse me, can I have this in extra small?
Is there something wrong with the lighting in here?
Is this mirror like distorted?
Is this too sexy for a funeral?
I can't wear anything without sleeves.
I can wear anything low cut.
My arms!
If my elbows faced forward, I would kill myself.
My butt is falling!
What? Is my butt falling too?
Oh my God, my butt fell!
I can't decide!
After I got divorced, I moved back to New York and stayed with Dora. She was studying to become an actress. Dora said, Gingy, I know you're the youngest divorced person in America except for Elizabeth Taylor, but don't you go marrying the first guy you meet. And I said, Dora, why would I? Ochre sack dress Dora lent me when she fixed me up on a date with Al Beckerman. And Dora said, Gingy, I know you're the youngest divorced person in America except for Elizabeth Taylor, but don't you go marrying the first guy I fix you up on a date with. And I said, Dora, why would I? Floral print cotton piqué dress I bought from a very snooty store for my marriage to Al Beckerman. And Dora said, Gingy, I know you're the youngest divorced person in America except for Elizabeth Taylor, but are you sure you want to marry Al Beckerman? I said, yeah, I'm sure. Al is sweet. He'll take care of me. Besides, we both want a big family. How big? How big? Red and black. Maternity dress. First worn when I was pregnant with Isabel, then Lily, then Michael, Julie, Joe, and David. Beige wool pantsuit I bought from a Spiegel catalog. It was my first mail order purchase. I thought it made a good interview outfit because now that the kids were all in school, I wanted to go back to work. I got a job in an ad agency. One day, I walked into my office and there was this guy sitting at my desk holding a glue stick. He said, do you know how to open this fucking thing? It was as if Cupid had struck an arrow right through my heart. Fuck, he said and left. Later on that day, I found out his name was Stanley. So there it was. First Walter, then Harry, then Al, and then Stanley. I was wearing this floral print wrap dress the day I told Al I couldn't stay married to him anymore because I was madly in love with Stanley. Poor Al, it wasn't his fault really. Al was so sweet.
I never thought I'd get married.
I'm not somebody who dreamed about my wedding from an early age. I did not have visions. I just wanted a dress I can twirl around in.
But then 2 months before my wedding, I saw this ad that said wedding dress sample sale. So Saturday morning, 11 a.m., I find myself with 40 other brides-to-be outside the store called Brides-to-Be, and they opened the door and stampede. I mean, everyone was yelling, 8s are over here, 12s over here, Mom, where are you? And they were just grabbing, their purses swinging, elbows jabbing. And somehow I find myself with 15 other women in this dressing room with no curtain, stuck in a wedding dress. And when I finally got the chance to look at myself, I thought, who is this person?
I went to all the San Francisco department stores and tried on white bridal dresses with satin tops and big fancy bottoms. It was like going back centuries, and the layers felt fantastic. But I don't look good in white, so no white.
So now I'm thinking pants. Wide, flowy pants, maybe in silk. Even though I did see this parachute fabric once, and it was beautiful.
My mom was totally involved.
My mother and I were barely speaking.
We went to all these fashion boutiques where people were just the fashion freaks, and they got so excited that I was getting married that we got carried away and bought this dress. It was dark green. Right after, we went to see the rabbi to talk about the wedding, and my mother said, "Try it on for Rabbi Mendelssohn." And then it hit me. I looked like a pine tree. So I took it off and stuffed it into the box and realized, this is going to be hard. This is going to be really hard.
I've been dealing with my parents' homophobia ever since I was a young teenager. I mean, I thought eventually they'd get there, but when I told them I was getting married, they hit the roof. But my fiance's mom, she was great. Right after we told her the news, she came over and she was holding this old plastic sandwiches bag full of family rings. And she said to me, "I want you to choose the ring you want to get married in. Whichever ring you want, I want to give it to you." So I picked this plain band made of rose gold that belonged to my fiance's grandmother. It was made in the 1880s. It was beautiful, magical.
Around this time, my mother went to a Buddhist retreat in Napa.
So finally, a friend of mine suggested I try a tuxedo store.
She called me up from a dress store in Napa, and she said, "I found your dress. I found it. This is it." I'm kind of laughing at my mom, and my hopes aren't even up. She said, "I'll be back Sunday."
So I try on tuxedo pants. They're slinky, sort of great.
At 3 o'clock on Sunday, I got a call from my mom. "I'm 3 hours away."
Along with this white frilly shirt, you know, that fit perfectly.
"It's me again. I'm 2 hours away."
And then the saleswoman found this vest that had this daisy chain pattern on it.
"Set your watch. I'm 5 minutes from the exit."
Okay, not exactly daisies, but you know, like the chain part, like interlocking circles.
My mom was bubbling over with excitement, and she took the dress out of the box. It was the most beautiful color, eggplanty maroon.
So, okay, I didn't look like a bride, but I look good.
I tried it on, and it was amazing. My mom literally started screaming and running around in circles. She is so excited about the dress. She is so excited that she is the one who found it. She is so excited because I look so beautiful. I just felt completely at peace.
A few days later, my fiance's mother came over and we tried our outfits for her to see. And she said we needed to go together. You know, we needed to match each other better. So she brought out these button covers for the buttons on my vest. Eggplanty maroon. I, Lisa, take thee, Amanda, to be my partner for life, to love, honor, and be loyal to through good times and bad, for as long as we both shall live.
I, Amanda, take thee, Lisa, to be my partner for life, to love, honor, be loyal to, in good times and bad, as long as we both shall live.
My mother kept saying to everyone at the ceremony, "Why do they have to do this?"
I could hear my mom sniffling right through the ceremony.
She even said that to Amanda's mom.
Why did they have to do this? And my mom said, to honor their relationship.
I have nothing to wear.
Nothing.
Nothing fits. Nothing fits me.
Why did I buy this piece of shit?
Where is it?
Why can't I find anything in my closet?
I hate my clothes.
Why do I buy such terrible clothes?
I have to clean out my closet.
I absolutely have to.
I should throw this away. After all, I haven't worn it in 2 years.
3 years?
5 years?
I can't do it.
My mother bought me this. Who does she think I am?
I can't find my black turtleneck sweater.
Where is it?
I can't find it.
Oh, now I'm sweating.
Why didn't I hang this up? Now I have to iron it.
Oh, I have nothing to wear.
Who bought this?
Who did I think I was when I bought this?
I totally forgot I bought this.
Do men go through this? Choose a sweater, unchoose a sweater, choose a sweater, unchoose a sweater.
Of course they don't.
What's wrong with me?
Where is it?
I have nothing to wear.
I have nothing to wear.
I have nothing to wear.
Nothing!
I like this dress. It's black, of course. These days, I usually wear black. Black is always chic, and they say black makes fashion choices so much easier. But hey, who are we kidding? There are no fashion choices when you get to a certain age. I have to wear sleeves because my arms have gone to hell. And my neck, oh my God, my neck. I have to wrap scarves around it. Some days I look like Katharine Hepburn in On Golden Pond. I used to show a little cleavage as a fallback. But now, my cleavage looks like a peach pit. Somebody told me I could have Botox done in my peach pit. But quite honestly, there are so many other parts of my body that need Botox that my peach pit will just have to wait in line. The clothes I used to be able to wear are all in these boxes. My granddaughter, Allie, loves them. Allie's 4 years old. She tries on my hats, clothes, high heels. I watch her face as she looks in the mirror and sees how beautiful she looks. I wonder if she'll remember any of this. I wonder if she'll remember me. My grandmother, she'll say. My granny was called Gingy, and she always wore this shapeless black thing. Recently, Allie told me her favorite color is pink. So I thought, maybe I'll try on a pink scarf. Black!
When did we start wearing black?
I can't remember.
I love black. It makes me look skinny. I'll take 3 in black.
I'll take 5 in black.
Do you have this in black? Is this black?
Are you sure you don't have this in black?
Can you please check if your other store has it in black?
I can't buy another black sweater. You bought it, didn't you?
What about all those women senators in their red suits?
Or navy blue suits? Really, Hillary?
Turquoise?
Coral.
Magenta? What were they thinking? Don't they get it?
Can't we just stop pretending that anything is ever going to be the new black? Black! 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 Black!
serious for a minute, I just want to say, not jumpsuit, no, not this time. Okay, listen, it's great to be here tonight after everything that each one of us has been through. During these challenging times, these girls, these goddesses have not given up in trying, preparing, and doing everything they need to do so that they can put the show together for you tonight. So, well done. It was quite devastating. So I want to say that having cultural activities stop for a year and a half, having theaters shut down, museums, galleries, concerts, cinemas, was quite a big hit. And tonight is proof that art can have a life again, and so can we. All right, so for those who know me, and there's some of you here, you're thinking, why is she suddenly acting? Is she losing her mind? Is she having a midlife crisis? What is going on? No, they just had me at gunpoint, these women, because it's part of this women empowerment theater thing that we thought of doing, and now I'm taking orders from them, from my students. When I started the class, the acting studio, it was in 2009 when I came back from the US, and Aleen was with me first class, 2009, and for about 10 years we've been together making shows every year, one at least, if not two, every year. And we keep this dialogue, and there's a lot of English speakers on the island, and they come from all corners of the world. And let me just say, just tonight, we've got Brazil, Serbia, Armenia, Lebanon, Armenia, and US, Canada, and Cyprus. So, I mean, it's already a really international little group here. So, about 2019, 10 years later, after all these shows that we put together, I thought I need to take this to another level. How do we celebrate 10 years of wonderful shows and wonderful, experiences on stage? I said, they're ready. They need to take it on their own and put it together. Monica directed tonight. Did a wonderful job. Wow, amazing. Makes it easy. They produced, they put together everything from sets, from costumes, from lights, sound design, music, ticket booth, promotion and interviews. They put everything together, so they took everything on another level. My film students, who some of them are here, they did their own films this year, producing, writing, directing their own films. We made 16 films in the last year and a half. Nothing stops us. We're still here. What a comeback. Thank you all for being here tonight. Yeah, and let's do this again.